All right, let's see if this works out well. I'm recording on StreamYard today so that I could share my screen to show something off. But we just had Chiller Theater here in New Jersey this past October. It is their fall convention. They do this twice a year, once in April, once in October. So I did go again uh, to the October convention and had a good time as I usually do. So I'll go through, I'll show off like kind of who they had as guests. It was a pretty impressive guest list this year. And then I'll show off, a couple autographs and photos that I got with some of the celebrities. Met up with a fellow YouTuber. So I'll show off a little video that he took and we'll kind of go from there. So let's get into it. All right, so I have the screen shown here from their website. It's actually already reset, probably because the convention ended on Sunday the 26th. But I kept this open just so I can kind of show it off here to show you guys who was all at the convention. So we had Randy Quaid was one of the top draws. Huey Lewis was a huge name that was there. Beverly D'Angelo. Unfortunately, Vinnie Vincent had canceled. Robert Fleischman, Dave Davies of the Kinks. He had some of the American Beauty, the American Pie cast with Mina Savari, Tara Reid, Chris Owen, Thomas Ian Nicholas, Ellen Wong from Scott Pilgrim was there, Reginald Vell Johnson from Family Matters, also Al Powell from the Die Hard 1 and 2. He was, small part in Die Hard 2, but he was in Die Hard 2. You had Bob Gunton from Shawshank, Ace Ventura, Ghostbusters, Demolition Man. You had a Mary Hartman reunion. So Louise Lasser and Greg Malavi, might be mispronouncing his last name. The new Zoo Review, which I had not heard of. I had to Google to see what that was, but I guess it was a TV show back in the 70s. So Emmy Joe and Doug were there, as well as the Frog, Freddie the Frog. Again, I know nothing about this TV show. They seem to be a pretty big hit. If you follow the Chiller Theater Facebook page, a lot of people were posting their excitement for new Zoo Review. Robert John Burke was there, so he was from RoboCop, Law and Order SVU. He was also in Stephen King's Thinner. Jerry the King Lawler, he did make an appearance. They had talked about him maybe not being able to go due to health concerns, but he was there. A couple of people from MASH, unfortunately, did cancel. Jamie Farr, Jeff Maxwell. Chuck Zito was there. He's been there at least the last 3 times that I've gone. One of the big draws for me was the Back to the Future 40th anniversary reunion. So you did have Harry Waters Jr., Mark McClure, Donald Fullilove, Huey Lewis, James Tolkien, and Alan Hallworth. Claudia Wells was supposed to be there, but she had to cancel, so she did not make it. Again, James Tolkien, Mark McClure, Alan Hallworth, Michael Clastorin. You had some vehicles there. So you had the Back to the Future DeLorean, the Ecto one, and the the Vacation station wagon. Gianni Russo. Michael Cudlitz was supposed to be there. He canceled, I think, pretty last minute. I think people were saying on Friday that he had canceled already. So he was not able to make it. James Widows, I'm not sure who this is. First East Coast appearance. I know him. Yeah, from Animal House. Duh. I must have missed him. I don't know what room he was in, but I didn't see him. Steven Weber, Sherry J. Wilson, Belinda Pulaski. She was in The Howling, Piranha, Gremlins. Mimi Rogers was there as well. I didn't see her in person, but I did see where she was going to be. So I don't think I made it back to the room that she was in. Kathy Moriarty was there. And you had, you're supposed to have a Seduction reunion, but Colleen Camp had canceled last minute as well. Morgan Fairchild and Andrew Stevens, I believe, were there. Joey Chestnut and Mickey Sudo, the hot dog eating champions were there. Steve Gutenberg was supposed to be there Saturday only. When we got there on Saturday, we had gotten in line for the room that he was in, And as we were online, they actually said that he had canceled, so he did not make it. He had a big Night of Living Dead reunion, 35th anniversary cast reunion. I'm assuming this is the 35th reunion from when they were last at Chiller, because obviously the movie is well over 35 years old at this point. But yeah, Judith O'Day, Judith Riley, Russ Striner, Gary Shawn, Gary Steiner, Dick Heckard, Paula Richards, Sharon Carroll, Terry Gindel were all there. Galen Ross from Dawn of the Dead, Greg Evigan, Adam Craner from Jason Goes to Hell, and John D. LeMay from Jason Goes to Hell. And Bobby. He had a couple cast members from A League of Their Own. Megan Kavanaugh and Freddie Simpson were there. Garrett Morris, he was a big draw. I saw a lot of people were really excited to meet Garrett Morris. Joyce Bulifant, Donna Mills, Andrew Divoff, he was one of the ones I was excited to meet. John Jarrett ended up canceling, so he didn't make it. He must have canceled last minute because they don't have it taken off the site. Stephen Railsback, who was in the Ed Gein movie from the 90s, Son of Gacy, Vito Picone, Lisa Strage, Drac, and Countess Carita, Transylvania Tonight. I don't know much about this. 2019 Horror Host Hall of Fame inductee Drac and Countess Carita. So they're the co-host of the Transylvania Tonight on Monster Channel. Bill Smitrovich was there. Frank Jasper Shute from, I guess he was the guy who they based Vision Quest off of. Jerry Reichel, I believe she canceled. I don't think she made it this time. She's been to a few. Nicholas DiRiccio. Kajolsha Ona Carol. I remember last year she was there, and I feel like I butchered her name, so I apologize for that. Sarah Karloff, Victoria Price, they're usually there. Carol Vagoda and Casey Lalonde. Michelle Bauer, I missed which room she was in, but I do remember her name popping up. Brink Stevens, Diana Lynn, Kiki Shepard, Monica Henreid, some cast members of Seinfeld with Phil Morris, Steve Hinter, Louis Mastillo. Who else? We got Devon Nixon. He was in Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and he was Fletcher in The Bodyguard. Joe Ganascoli from The Sopranos, Ted A. Bojas, so he's director, producer, actor, writer. Dustin Warburton, Stephen Blickenstaff, Ed Repka. Ed Repka was there back in April. I remember him being there. The Art of Rick Frayne, The Misfits of Magic, which I believe they're always there. Terrell Hicks, I'm not sure who she is, but I did see her when I was kind of walking around. Lilo Brancato did cancel. He was supposed to be there. He was also in A Bronx Tale. Deanna Demko, Michael Strider and Jan Basone, Gary Summers, Sandy Netburn, Steve Conti, Alan Robert, Ricky Bird, Don Jameson, Jim Florentine, Ricky Scarlett, Bobby Steele, Richie Ramone, Ace Van Johnson, Lost in the Woods, Dead Elvie, Kicker, and Lady Evil. So that kind of rounded out everybody that was there. So and now I'm back to you guys. So again, I had a really good time. I always do when I go to Chiller. It's always a lot of fun, just kind of walking around, meeting some of the celebrities. It was a little bit different this time for me based on the pricing. A lot of the pricing was not really like combined. So you either had an autograph pricing and a selfie photograph pricing. And sometimes they usually do like a little bit of a discounted combined rate. And there wasn't a lot of that, at least not on the people that I had met. One of the biggest names obviously was Huey Lewis. I wanted to meet him. I wanted to get him to sign the Back to the Future. I bought a little 11 by 17 Back to the Future print that I wanted to have some of the cast members sign. But based on his price, I couldn't justify it. And had I spent the money on him, I would not have been able to meet the other cast members. So he was $120 for an autograph and $120 for a photo. No combined pricing, so it would have been $240 altogether. I could have opted just to have him sign the poster, but then again, it was still a lot of money, and it would have eaten into some of the other cast members that I had wanted to meet. So let's jump into who I did meet. First up, one of the guys I wanted to meet was Andrew Divoff. So if you do not know who he is, he was the Jinn in the Wishmaster movies, at least the first two or three. So back in, I don't know if it earlier this year or late last year, I forget when I went to New Jersey Horror Con, but I had met Robert Kirkman, who had directed the Wishmaster. So I had bought the 4-film set from his booth, and he signed it here. So I thought this was the perfect time to bring it and have Andrew Divoff sign it as well. So he signed it up top here and wrote his character name. So really nice guy. I did take a picture with him, so I'll show that off here. And he did sign one other thing for me. Give me 1 second. So with the purchase of, he actually was combined pricing. So with a combined picture and autograph, he also had some of his original artwork that he does. So he created this image and went ahead and did a little signature on the back here. So I thought this was really cool. He had two of these. This was one of the designs, and then the other design was basically the little, the goblet here that he's holding. He had like a full picture of that. He told me that he was actually going to have that goblet sculpted into an actual like cup. So he's going to Italy to do take some black glass blowing classes, and he's going to have this goblet glass blown. I thought that was really interesting. So really nice guy. I was really happy to meet Andrew Divoff. Just such a wonderful, wonderful man, and really, really nice to talk to him. And then the other person that I ended up taking a photo with, again, I only took pictures with two actors, so Andrew Divoff, and then I also took a picture with James Tolkien. So if you don't know who James Tolkien is, he is from Back to the Future, Masters of the Universe. He was in Top Gun. So I did grab a picture with him. This is his, I believe this is going to be his last Chiller appearance. He is 94 years old. He was pretty quiet when I met him. He couldn't really hear very well, but super nice guy. We shook hands. I did have him sign that print that I bought. So you can see that here. You can obviously see all the other signatures that I had. So I'll go over those shortly. But here's James Tolkien, and he wrote Slacker. That's obviously one of his big lines that he says in the movie. But really, really great to meet and get a photo with James Tolkien. If this is his last Chiller, which again, at his age, I'm even surprised that he was at this one. But yes, very nice that he took the time out and came out to Chiller. I know he's been to a few of them in the past. So we can just kind of jump back in, because that was the only other person that I had taken a picture with. And then every other autograph that I got was on this print. So we have up top here is Donald Fullilove. He played Goldie Wilson, the mayor. Then down here you have Harry Waters Jr. He played Marvin Barry. And then over here we got Mark McClure, who played Dave McFly, so Marty McFly's brother. So I bought a little frame for this over the weekend, so I will have this framed, and I'll probably, I don't know if I'll hang it on the wall, but it'll definitely go up over here. I have the big Back to the Future box set on order. It was supposed to come this week before Chiller, or this past week before Chiller, I should say. So it would have been cool to have that, because there is some nice pieces of memorabilia that I would have loved to have gotten signed by some of the cast members. I wish I had prepared a little bit better, because it would have been nicer to have a larger size poster to bring, whether it was a 24 by 36 or 27 by 40. I slacked a little bit. Slacker. Yep. Tolkien was right. And by the time I was going to try to order one, it was going to be cutting it real close to the day I was going to the event, which was on Saturday. So I opted to just have the 11 by 17, so I did pick that up for, like I said, I think it was like $10 for that, and then really happy to get all the signatures on there that I did get. As far as Huey Lewis goes, again, the pricing, even his like he was the most expensive, but a lot of the pricing was just a little out of whack this time. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of combo pricing, which was unfortunate because I would have liked to have gotten some pictures with the rest of the cast members here. So um, again, it's not the celebrities. I don't think they set the pricing. I think it's more of the handlers that set the pricing. And again, they're making money. It's fine. Like I can't be too upset about it. I don't know if Huey Lewis will come back. If he does, I will definitely try to have him sign this. I will just be a little bit more prepared and kind of save up and have that money ready to go. But that was really all of the autographs, and again, the photos that I took with Andrew Divoff and James Tolkien. I did pick up some physical media there. I usually hit up some of the booths. I didn't take a lot of video. Actually, I didn't take any video this round, so I don't really have much to show off as far as video from the convention. However, I did meet up with Adam, who is his channel's Movie Magic 96, and we recorded a little bit of video, so I'll show it off here.
All right, so I am here at Chiller Theater in the Hilton Parsippany I met up with Brian, bdubs Movie Hub.
What is going on?
So we did a couple, we did a 90s favorite movies live stream.
Yep.
We did another, what was the last one we just did?
We
It was
just
like
did
a Halloween
We
live
did like a Halloween favorite candy, favorite like
Yes.
fall themed movies.
Yep, with Joel from Dark Room Reviews, which I'll link, and Dave as well.
Dave from Collector Movie Man. Yep.
And we finally got to meet in person.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I think you were here last year, and I missed
I was here last year. I missed you. I went up with the Marshalls.
Oh yeah, and I met them too.
I don't know if they're here today.
I don't know if they're here today either, but I got him a little gift real quick. So in that 90s video, we were going through VHS tapes and stuff like that.
Yes.
So what was really funny is we had this back and forth conversation on Instagram. Dave showed off the 90s, what did he show off?
Titanic?
The Titanic 4K.
Yep.
I showed off my double box VHS of Titanic, and so we kind of just went back and forth. Brian sent me a DM about, there was a store that got like...
It was two Titanics or two Bravehearts. I forget which one it was.
I think it was Titanic, and then you had found, I think you posted in your video.
I found Braveheart in my parents' basement in a bin, so I confiscated that because I needed that.
Because I think someone in the chat was saying like, oh, somebody's not going to pull the double Braveheart VHS or something like that. So long story,
I found it.
And he found it. So long story short, without further ado, I don't know if he has this. I went to a local thrifting store, and one of his videos in the top 10 90s I got for him on VHS. So let me grab this real quick. He probably has this, but we're going to grab it real quick. None other than Independence Day. Do you have this?
I don't.
You don't?
I mean, I did. I had it in the 90s.
You had it in the 90s?
Thank you.
Was this like your 9th or 10th? It was lower on the list.
I don't remember. It was not. It was toward the bottom of the list.
Okay, because I remember you had like Braveheart as well. Dave had Braveheart. So what's really cool about this? It's a little beat up. It's nothing too nothing too cool. But what's awesome about it is character. So at the bottom of it, it says something. Look at this minty sticker.
Oh shit! Palmer Video.
It says Palmer Video. So I did a little digging, and first of all, the sticker looks great. And there was a video store in, I don't know, the 90s, the 80s, something like that. But it's in our area. It's in like Clifton and something around here.
I don't think I've ever heard of Palmer Video.
And now you can deep dive and show it on there. And of course, the video is, if you pop it out of the sleeve, listen, we got the whole, remember the Be Kind Rewind, we've got the hot rental, and it looks great. I mean,
it's awesome.
The outer side doesn't look the best. It's got a little love, but I mean, honestly, this looks fantastic. This thing looks great. So yeah, so Brian is an amazing YouTuber. His knowledge is insane. I look forward to doing more live streams with him. So
this is a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to meet you in person. I know we've done the live streams, but this is great. So thank you so much for that.
All right, guys.
So yeah, super awesome to meet Adam in person. We've done a couple of live streams together at this point, and I wanted to show off the Independence Day VHS that you guys just showed. He gave this to me in that little video. It was very nice of him to do that. He did not have to, but this came up in discussion as we talked about in the little video clip there in one of our live streams that we were talking about. Independence Day as being one of my favorite movies from the 90s, and he happened to come across this. So I really appreciate that. It's going to go on my little shelf. I have a little VHS display down here with a few that I had taken from my parents' house. So I will definitely add and display this ID4 VHS. So thank you again, Adam, for that. And then I did hit up two of the tables that I usually like to visit are Severin and, of course, Vinegar Syndrome. So at the Severin table, I did purchase one Blu-ray. This is one that I had heard about. I've heard nothing but bad things about this movie, but I really wanted to add it, and that's Cruel Jaws. It's an entire ripoff of the Jaws franchise. Apparently, it goes by the name of Jaws 5, Cruel Jaws, but uh, I don't know. I wanted to get this one, and I need to see how bad this is for myself. So I picked up Cruel Jaws from Severin, and then from the Vinegar Syndrome table, I just picked up two releases. So I got Of Monsters and Madness, the films of Larry Fessenden. So this is volume two. I do have volume one as well. I think I picked that one up at the archive. I think when I was there not too long ago. So this comes with Wendigo and The Last Winter. So I'm looking forward to kind of doing a whole watch along on both volumes one and volume two here. So grab that, and then I also grabbed Tromeo and Juliet on 4K. This is one of their newer releases, and I didn't pre-order it. I haven't really been pre-ordering a lot of their Vinegar Syndrome releases, but I wanted to grab this one for the collection. So that was it. I just bought those three titles. Again, I didn't go super crazy with the physical media purchases this time. I think I usually go a little overboard, but I was trying to keep a little bit of a budget here and not spend as much as I had in the past. One other thing I wanted to just mention here before I wrap up is somebody recognized me. They came up to me at the convention and told me that they started following my channel, and it was just really nice to have met this person. I believe his name was Lewis. I apologize if I'm getting that wrong. I know it was kind of a quick interaction. I was a little taken aback. I was just really surprised that somebody had recognized me from my channel. This is not a very large channel. I'm, about 350 subscribers, a little under that right now. But the fact that somebody recognized me and came up to tell me, that I'm doing a good job on here, it was really nice. And I wish I had taken a picture with you. If you're watching this video, I apologize. Definitely next time, let's, chat a little longer. We can take a picture. Again, I think you said your name was Lewis. If I'm getting that wrong, I do apologize. Just comment down below if you watch this, and just so that I know who you are. But if we meet up again in the future, definitely let's talk some more and get a photo. I don't know if I'm going to be around for the April show. I think they tend to do them around the end of April. And I do have a trip planned with some friends, so I might actually have to miss the April show. Worst case scenario, I will be back to Chiller in October if I can't make the April one. But I have a lot of fun at these. I think it's great to kind of meet up with some celebrities and see some fellow YouTubers at these conventions now. Again, Adam, very great to meet you. I know we're going to be collaborating again because we become pretty good friends here through YouTube. So overall, just a fun experience as usual at Chiller. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share this out with your movie and convention loving friends. I'm on Letterboxd, Instagram, and Facebook. I'll drop a link in the description below to all the social media platforms. Thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.